Well, I have to, of course, show off my coffee cup. That Let It Be. Love the Beatles, always have. Also have my shirt on for the Pangalactic Gargle Blaster. This is for all my peeps who are Douglas Adams fans, which I am a huge Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and actually everything he's ever written fan. So, now that we've got that out of the way, what I want to talk about today is courage. But it's in a very specific way, very specific context. One of the things I run into a lot with clients and with friends is this idea that they are afraid of getting hurt. And so that's what I want to talk about today. And whether that is they're afraid of getting hurt in a relationship, or they're afraid of getting rejected by friends, or afraid of a new business venture not working out, whatever that looks like. I actually had something happen yesterday with a friend who said some negative things about this new venture that I'm doing, Coffee with Dawni. And I had this moment of like, I could feel, because this is so important to me, so I could kind of feel it cutting to the quick in my heart. And then I was like, okay, wow, that stung. And here I am. I'm going to keep going. There's no way I'm going to let one person telling me that it's not a good idea stop me from doing this, right? So it really brought this to my mind. So here's the thing. When people say I'm afraid of getting hurt, what I want to say, and what I do say sometimes, is, well, for sure you will get hurt, right? The nature of this realm, of this earth life where we live, is that there is pain here, that there is suffering here. And I know that there's this huge thing in the spiritual community saying that there doesn't ever need to be any suffering. I think that's amazing if some people have gotten to the point where they never suffer anymore. And I have not gotten to that point yet. I definitely suffer less than I used to. But, you know, there's some pain and there's some suffering, at least for most people. And there's rejection and there's failure and there are all these things. And that is part of this realm. And if you're trying, which I did for many years, to go for a world where you're only, where you're running away from pain, right? Where part of what you're doing, a big part of maybe what you're doing is trying not to get hurt, trying not to get triggered, trying not to maybe even get offended or any of those things. It never works. At least I was never able to make it work. So please, if one of you has been able to overcome all this already, feel free to write about it in the comments so the rest of us can benefit from it. What has actually benefited me is to stop running away from the pain and to basically look at, okay, what is really hurting right now? What are the stories behind it? What's coming through my head when I'm feeling tremendous amounts of pain and I'm like, oh my word, it hurts so bad because I'm what? Because I'm unlovable, because I tried really hard and it didn't work, and that means what? That means that I'm intrinsically a loser. Like, what are the thoughts that are coming from the situations I'm in that are creating huge amounts of pain? Because here's the thing, if we can't handle any of the pain or the hurt, we will not be able to create a life that is joyful and extremely satisfying for us. We cannot. If you look at it like a graph, and this is just completely neutral, and up here is the joy and the satisfaction, and down here is the pain and the hurt. If we're not willing to go to those depths, we can't reach those heights. You know, there are several natural laws involved there, but one of those is the law of correspondence, right? So above, as below, as above, as below. And even if you're thinking of that chart, that is part of what that's talking about. So if we can accept, and I mean really, truly, fully accept, you remember, you don't have to love it to accept it. but accept that the nature of this realm is that you're going to hurt sometimes, and sometimes even pretty badly, and that there's no escaping that. Like you would have to not care about anyone. You would have to never put yourself out there. That's not going to lead you to a life you love. But if you're willing to accept that in this realm, that's how it goes, and when you are hurting, do the things that it takes to come back up. So reach out for support, right? Question. Ask the questions in your mind. What is the pain coming from? What beliefs are making this pain even worse than maybe it needs to be? What I see is that we're all going to suffer or be in pain to some degree. But what if we do it in a way that's worth it? Like, what if it's truly worth it? What if we love people so much that, yes, when they, if they die or if they get sick or something bad happens to them, it really hurts us like it does with our children. But we get to experience that kind of love. We get to be surrounded by people that we deeply care about. Like, what if pain isn't the worst thing? And us being willing to lean into it and question it is what starts to crack open our life and make it possible for us to create the life we really want and a life that's filled with joy. I don't see the point of life. I've been at several people's deathbeds, and I'm sure that some of you have too, and what I can tell you is at the end, all that matters is their family and their close friends and who they are, their own integrity. Like, if we're going to suffer, let's find something worth suffering for. If any of you have seen the Won't You Be My Neighbor documentary about Mr. Rogers, it's really beautiful because they talk about his own personal torture, right? And how he suffered because he wanted so badly to help those children. But he created a life, he created a cause that was worth that. This realm, I'm telling you, there is no running from this. We can certainly try, and we can pad ourselves up in our little houses and not go out, and we can hermit, and we can avoid. It doesn't work. I would way rather look at it straight on and way rather just be with it, like really, really be with it, and that's part of this place, and have the courage to say, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to be in this new relationship that has some fantastic potential, and I may get my heart broken. And you know what? The risk is worth it. We do it for our kids. Think about how we risk our hearts for our kids. We throw our whole selves into it. What kind of parent would we be if we said, I can't love my kid that much? There's a possibility that it will hurt. What kind of parent would that make us? Well, that's what kind of partner it would make us if we did that with our husbands or with our boyfriends, or with our girlfriends, our wives, is not a good one. We need to be willing to take risks, willing to feel the pain that is naturally going to come from some things. And that is how we can access the joy. And I get that a lot of you already know this. This is just a reminder. It's a reminder that you don't have to love it to accept it. It's a reminder that you can ask questions about what you're believing is true about you because you're going through some hard times. You can ask the question, what is worth suffering for? What is worth being in pain for? What is worth taking the risk for? Right? That's what I want you to ask yourself today. I'm really happy to have you here with me. May your coffee be strong and your life be blessed. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. It really helps out my channel. And if you would be interested in working with me further, you can check out DawniAngel.com. I would love to come speak to your group, come to your business to do a training, be on your podcast, my personal favorite, or even work with you one-on-one.